Hi everyone, this is Lindsay with Imaginary Rebel Art Studio. I'm so sorry I'm a little bit late here. I was having some technical difficulties getting this to load on Facebook. I don't know what's going on with that. So finally, I felt like here I am. All right, I'm trying to get this to be shared as usual. For some reason, it just would not load. I don't know what that was all about. But I am going to, let's see. I never can get this to do what I need it to do. Let's see here. Well, anyway, today we're doing the Blue Bonnet Longhorn painting. So what I'm doing here is I have it already traced on a 12 by 16 canvas, and then I have this is kind of what it's going to look like at the end. So that's kind of what we're going for, and we're going to be doing we have some water. I am always wearing an apron because I always get paint somewhere. I'm always flicking paint, something's happening. And so I would just advise that you wear an apron or something like that to just, you know, put around yourself just in case. Yes, I finally got on. I was having some issues, so I don't know what was going on there, but back here on. So I'm trying to share this to my group. I don't know if I always have issues with it, so I don't know. But let's see here. I was trying to share it. I always have difficulties, but today I just couldn't get it to load. I was having some issues, so I'm sorry about that. All right. So let's see. I'm trying, as usual, to get on here. So I apologize for being late again. I just was having some technical issues here. I don't know why. Let's see here. Okay, share to my, let's see, group and my free group. Let's see, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say happening now. I don't know why it doesn't share to my free group. It used to, and now it doesn't. I have to figure that out too. So 1 second here. Phew, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully not too bad. It's been a really good day so far here. I'm trying to get this to work. Oh man. Okay, trying to get this to work is ridiculous. I don't know. Anyway, this is what we're painting today. We're doing the Longhorn. We're going to be using these 3 brushes today. Usually the usual ones, 1 inch flat, kind of a medium round brush, and a liner. And then I have some paper plates to put my paints on. And then let's see here, the paints that we're using today are black and white like normal. And then we're going to use a Hauser light green, Hauser dark green for the grass. We're going to use ultramarine blue, and then cinnamon stick for the fur. And that's it. So just those 4 colors plus black and white, which we use on every canvas or every painting usually. So not too bad. So I'm just going to get those started. So again, so sorry about that late coming on. It just was not working. I'm trying to figure out if there's a different platform I could do this on that will not give me issues, but haven't gotten that far yet. But let's see. As you're coming on, just say your name and say hi so I know who you are. Sometimes I don't see the comments, so don't be offended if I don't say hi right now. And I might have to say hi at the end, but I'm gonna do my best here. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, got everything I need, I think so. Awesome, so we're going to start with the grass. We're gonna do the background first, and let's see. we're gonna start with this light green, and then the dark green will be on top there. And really, this is one that you can do any flowers. This one's gonna be the blue bonnet because that's what it's the original one is. But I actually am doing another one. I'm thinking about, and then just doing like maybe desert, because that's where I'm at, is a desert. So that might be another one that I'll put out too. And I'm just trying to get all this on here. I feel like I'm all like hurrying now because it just wasn't coming on, and now it's here it is. Okay, so let me see. Okay. Oh. Okay, you swipe left. Alrighty. I'm gonna dip my 1-inch brush into the water just to get it a little bit wet. You don't want it to be dripping wet. It's just to get it wet just so you can start painting. And I also needed a paper towel. Just to wipe off your brush, so you're not wiping it on anything else, you know. But okay, I'm gonna sit now. Now that we're getting there. Now it's working. So I'm gonna kind of move it to see if it's in the right area here for you to see it. Okay. There we go. I think that will work. Let me know if it gets cut off or anything like that. But I am just going to put my brush in there, and we're just gonna do this whole section right here is gonna be this light green. But yeah, I don't know. That was so weird. I don't know. Every single time I have issues. I don't know. Sometimes I try to start earlier just so I can make it on time so I don't have issues, but it just was not happening today. So, yeah, sorry about that. But tell me, how was the weekend for everybody? Anything exciting or new? I'm just putting this green down here, just filling in this background. And I just want to say I did outline this in Sharpie just because I'm going to go over it when I do the sky, and I still want to see the flowers. But everything else doesn't really need that. So again, I'm just kind of going around like this. So far for me, it's been a good weekend. It's been hot here. I think it's like supposed to be 112 today. So not very good outside, but not too bad otherwise. little toasty. Little toasty. So I'm just kind of going around her ear and her face a little bit more carefully, just so I don't get, you know, in there. So let me see here. I'm trying to go, let me go out of this. I'm still trying to get this to work, and it's hard to do. I don't know why. Let me just try one more time to get into my group. Let's see. See, it's not coming up. I don't know why. Just hang on one moment, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know how to get this to work outside of my thing here. I don't get it. I don't know how to get it to do it. Let's see. Let me just put videos in video in this post. I don't know. And then everybody used to get like notifications when this was happening, and it doesn't happen anymore. I don't know why. I'm just like, I'm at a loss. I don't know. I'm kind of over Facebook with this stuff. Okay, that's gonna be it for me, and then hopefully that'll just be it. So sorry about that. Okay, all right. So now that that's on there, I'm just gonna go it. So right here is her, like this is part of her, so I'm not gonna go in here, but I am just gonna go up here. And then just kind of around the ear right there. So we're gonna just be doing all that. So, okay, so that's kind of it. And then we're gonna go into that dark green and just do the top here and kind of blend it together with that dark green. And I always do the sides because I like to hang up my paintings at the end. So, or I can sometimes give them as gifts, and I like to make sure that those are painted. You could also put them in a frame if you didn't want to do that, but however you want to do it is good. So we're just kind of blending that together like that. And that's probably good for right now. You know, most of it's gonna get covered by those bonnets, so we're just kind of putting that in for right now. I'm gonna rinse out my brush. And we're gonna go to the sky. So I'm going to go to my blue, which I forgot to put on my plate. And I just use paper plates, but you can use any palette that you want. I know some people use those white wax pads. I know some people use glass, whatever you like to mix your colors with, but this is pretty much works for me. And then sometimes it's just so cheap because a lot of these plates I can get in bulk on Amazon and you're good to go. So whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna take the ultramarine blue with some white, and we're just gonna do the sky. We're just gonna go like this. We're gonna do the sky. And that's why I did these, right? Because I am trying to not lose them, you know? And I'm just kind of mixing it together. Depending on how you want the sky to look is, you know, up to you. I'm just gonna do kind of a lighter sky up here, and then kind of a darker one underneath the horn, you know? And then again, just painting the sides. And then I'm gonna try real hard here to see the comments. So again, when you come on, say hi so I know you're here. I swear I never can see the comments. Okay, so I am just putting this on here. We're just doing the sky right now. And so here we go. Just doing a nice little line. Try not to go over into the horn, because horn's gonna be mostly white with a little bit of that cinnamon stick color. So just right over is good. All right. And then I'm gonna, again, paint the top here real quick. So, Any exciting things coming up? I know the 4th of July is on its way. It's getting here so quickly. I can't believe how quick things are happening. Any plans? Anybody going camping? Anybody doing anything like that? I know there's a few people camping this weekend, and so they weren't able to come to this painting, but that's okay. This is, as soon as I'm done with this painting live, it's going to be available on a replay. And so if you miss it or want to paint along on a different day, totally fine. It's going to be on a replay. So now I'm going to go underneath here, and I'm just going to add some darker colors here. Well, the darker blue, I guess. I'm just gonna go right around the horn up here. And then you gotta just go down. I'm just gonna outline it so I know kind of where it is. So I don't really go into it much. And then next weekend we're gonna do a 3D Jeep sign. Oh, what is this? Let's get this off there. That's a paint booger. We don't want that. So that's kind of exciting. And then I'm really open to suggestions. If someone wants something specific, I can try and get that figured out. And oops, I went into the horn. I did exactly what I told you not to do. And then, you know, we could try that. But I have some fun things coming up for sure. I'm coming up with a free workshop in July. Imaginary Rebel Art Studio is turning 2. So I have some free workshop, some good prizes coming out in July. So I'm really excited. I'm doing a free workshop on like learning brushes, learning color mixing, those types of things. So really fun events coming up pretty soon. And then we're gonna have some giveaways as well. Oh, I got some green in there. Let's just get some of that blue. There's green in there, it's okay. We're gonna cover this up again with those bonnets. You're not gonna see too much here. So I'm just gonna get this finished here next to the ear. Like that, okay. I'm just gonna put some more white because it kind of looks all the same. So we're just gonna kind of do some little like clouds in the sky, you know, just some white. Just so it's not like one color, you know. So I think that's good. So I'm gonna rinse out my brush. Okay, so the next part is we're going to do the part of her face. So I'm just gonna rinse out my brush. I'm gonna make sure I get all that out. And then I'm gonna go to the other brush, this bigger brush, my medium round brush, and I'm gonna get that wet just because sometimes they dry out and I just want it to be kind of wet. And then we're going to go into that cinnamon, I can't talk. This color. This color is what we're using. It's kind of a rich brown color. Oh, I just did the wrong one. Don't look at that. So I'm gonna get a baby wipe. That's not part of the face that we want to color that color. So we're gonna try and get that off of here with a baby wipe. Baby wipes are miracle workers sometimes. So I'm going to try my best to get that off of there. Look at that, real good, right? Baby wipe is a miracle worker. Bam. There we go. Amazing, right? Amazing. Okay, let's try again. Let's do that again one more time. So we're going to be painting this side, and the ear, this brown color. Not the middle yet. So we're just gonna paint right here, just with this smaller brush. You could, if you had like a smaller round or smaller square brush, you'd be okay. But I like the round brushes myself. So we're just gonna do that first. So we're just gonna go around the ear here. But yeah, the baby wipes, I don't know what it is, but they are miracle workers. As long as you get it right when it happens, miracle, I swear, every time. And I don't know why, but it's great. I always take those to my paint parties because, you know, if you have any type of errors, it really helps. And then also, if you do get some of the paint on your clothes, if you get a baby wipe really quickly, sometimes it will come off. You know, we are using acrylic paint, and acrylic paint does not come off of your clothes ever. So it's attached to you forever if you don't get it quick enough. And so if you have baby wipes around you and you get it quick enough, you might be able to save it. But otherwise, it just will not come out. So just keep that in mind. That's why I wear an apron. And I sometimes will wear a blanket depending on what I'm doing. If I'm gonna be doing anything where I'm gonna be flicking paint somewhere, which I love doing. I love flicking paint. Then I'll do like a blanket just so it catches more. But otherwise, baby wipe can help. So I'm just coloring in the face here, not the middle. The middle is gonna be a lighter color, but right now I'm just doing this outer part here. And again, as you come on, please say hi, make comments, so I can see. I'm trying to get it on my group page, and I don't know if it is doing anything like that. I've been sharing it like 3 times now, but it just doesn't seem to want to do anything. So I don't know. But I think because the only thing I could think of is why it doesn't go to my free group is I did change this one setting where I didn't want community chats, because that's where I got hacked last April. I got hacked into and they did it in one of the community chats that I had for one of my parties. And so I kind of disabled that because I didn't want that to happen again. But I think I also, in doing that, I disabled the part where my group knows I'm having these online paint sessions. So I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm not sure. So that part is done. Now we are going to do the horn. So the horn is going to be mostly white with a little bit of that cinnamon color. And so we're going to just get mostly white on the brush here, tiny bit of that color. And we're just going to kind of put it on here because we want to make like a kind of a gradation or ombre look, I guess. We're going to do mostly white. And I didn't rinse out my brush, I just kind of went into it, which is fine. But we just want to get this horn going here, because it is a Longhorn, so we want to make sure the horn is done correctly. But it's a cute cow. I like it a lot. It's kind of a different one than the Highlanders, because I know we did Highlanders all last year at the paint parties, and some, I think, on these online tutorials, because those are always a hit, is the Highlander cows, and they still are. But I think, you know, I think they're kind of, at this point, kind of overdone maybe. So this is a different kind of cow that's been kind of popping up, and so I just thought this would be a cute one to do. So just trying to get this painted. So it's okay if it goes over those flowers there. I'm gonna take more white because it's kind of still kind of too brown. So I'm gonna take that white color and kind of go on the top there. And if it is kind of blending all into one color, then you're just gonna have to rinse out your brush and then just do more white. And that doesn't look like a very good horn, does it? Let's see. Kind of messed with it with the sky. Got in there. So I'm gonna use this brush, and I'm just gonna get a tiny bit of that brown and just go at the very bottom here. So it has like a darkness down here. It's only at the bottom. And then get some white. So that looks pretty good. Oh, a little bug. So there is the horn, and I'm gonna rinse out my brush. Okay, finally, we're gonna do this middle section. So you're gonna do almost all white and just a tiny, tiny dash of that cinnamon color. So I'm gonna get all white. Look at how much white I got on my brush. And just tiny dip. Maybe do it here. Well, anyway, tiny, there goes. That kind of dip right there, that's all you need, and that's probably too much. We need all white. We're really just kind of creating a cream color, very light, kind of this color, but I need it to be lighter. So I'm gonna put probably more white in it. So I'm just gonna kind of drag it. This brown color wasn't the color, or isn't the color, that is supposed to go with this painting, but I didn't have the other color, so we're just going with it. It's close enough. There we go. The other one's a little bit darker, but it's okay. We're just gonna cover this whole section here. And then we're gonna kind of go back to the horn. Let me see. Let's go this way. Get this out of here. just kind of covering this section around here. Just kind of around the nose there. So just gonna do that. Anyway, I was saying about my free workshops. They're coming up soon. My membership is opening pretty soon. I'm working on that. I'm working on like an art boot camp. I'm working on an adult art camp and then a kids art camp. So lots of things in the works. So I just have a little bit more, but I'm putting more white in here because it really needs to be like super light. And then also I need to get this up here too. I forgot. Up here needs to be done. Just gonna do white up here. Again, tiny, super tiny, very tiny, mostly tiny of that brown color. So we're just gonna go up here. It's gonna cover all that. So I'm just gonna go around the side here before I forget. Do that. Just kind of mix all that together. Okay, so it definitely needs to be lighter than the horn. So if it's kind of the same as the horn, you need to make it lighter. So that's why I did that. I need to make it lighter. Okay. Now we're gonna wait for that to dry. And then we're gonna do this dark part of the skin, or not her skin, her hair right here. Let's see here. So what that's gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of black in that brown that we have. So we're just gonna do a tiny bit right here, like I'll just do it right here. Tiny bit of black. We would just basically want like a dark brown. We don't want a lot of black in there. We're just gonna do the ear here. Just doing a darker color. And then kind of going in there. And we're gonna make it look a little fluffier kind of towards the end, but right now we're just filling it in. We're kind of just doing the first layers. When I did my paint parties, this first kind of layer was called the ugly layers, I think. I think that was called the ugly layers because nobody really sees the ugly layers, you know. Those are the first layers that go on, and you know, 90% of the time they're like not something you like. So that's why they're called that. We're also gonna do down here. So I'm gonna get some more of that on here. I'm gonna make that up a little bit more. Put a little black in there. Just a tiny bit of black. You really don't want too much of that. And so I think it's right here. Where's the line? It's over here. I think it's over here. I need to put more green in there. I'll finish that in a second. But yeah, I'm just gonna go, oops, I don't want white, I want black this time. Just gonna do that real quick. So, and you could use a larger brush obviously to do this part, it's up to you. Just gonna go around here. And I'm trying right now to get back in the paint party business, now that I've moved to Nevada, I've contacted some schools. I've contacted, well, I haven't contacted, but I've looked up some community centers. So, hoping to get that started again. But I really like this online teaching. And so, I'm kind of focusing more on that. But I'm definitely going to get back into the paint parties. Those are really fun. I really enjoy them. I love meeting all the new people. I, really truly miss my regulars that were in Bend. I know. Oh, I wish they all would be here too with me, but obviously I can't do that. But hope you guys are all doing good. Cindy and Dennis, all my regulars. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Just painting this darker part over here. And Linda and Shanda, I just miss everybody. But we're gonna have some fun here. That's why we do online. So let's see here. Getting this on here. Just getting all this filled in. Okay, almost done here. Just kind of filling in this part. It's the darker part. It's the kind of fur that little bit of black, little bit of brown. If you feel like it's not like going anywhere, you could put a little bit of water, but not too much, because again, when you put water with things like this, it changes the color sometimes, and then it makes it not look very good. So just keep that in mind. But also keep in mind that acrylic paint will dry darker. So if you're trying to go for a certain color, just know it's gonna be darker. But I'm just gonna put a little bit of green here because it's supposed to go in a little bit more here next to the face, like that. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting there. Okay. Now we're gonna do the eyes, which is just plain black for right now, and then we're gonna do some other things here. So I'm gonna just paint the eye. You can use a liner brush for this part as well if you're not comfortable with a larger brush. So there's that part. And then this one has more of an eyelashes. The side's kind of cut off, but this side will have some eyelashes. So we're gonna make sure we get those on there. And let's see. We're gonna go down like this. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, it's okay. I'll have to just maybe fix that in a minute. Alrighty, so now we have some eyes in there. And so what I'm going to do next, you take the end of your brush, of the brush you're using, go into the white. And we're just gonna do just a little dot, and then dot, and then we're just gonna do a tiny, like a tinier dot there, there. We're just giving her some eyes, or him, I guess. It's technically a him because of the horn, but I think it's cute. And then I'm gonna take my little liner brush and just kind of just outline it a little bit. Just kind of go like this, and let's get some of that on there. There we go. Just kind of outlining the eye there. And this is where you can kind of put in the eyelashes and make them seen a little bit more. You know, so there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the snout here, and this is gonna be kind of a mixture, same kind of colors. We're just kind of just mixing it a certain way. So I'm gonna go back to my bigger round brush, and we're just gonna kind of make it a little bit lighter, not too light, but lighter than this color. So basically what we're doing is we're color mixing. We are making our own colors. If you were doing like a paint party and you didn't want your guests to do that, you might just have to buy these colors that are similar and have that ready. But I think that color mixing is really important when you're painting, and it's so much fun because you can really come out with some really fun colors depending on what you're doing. Even these are pretty colors. So I recommend that you just make it on your own. So we're not doing the lip, we're just doing this part, and I actually forgot about the lip, so I gotta go back to the lip. So we're just doing the snout there. So I'm gonna, well, I guess I didn't have to rinse out my brush, but I'm gonna go to pure white, tiny bit of that brown color, and do this little lip here. Oops, a little farther. There we go. Like that. Okay. We're getting somewhere. It's looking like a cute cow. Okay. So, insides of here are black, so we're just gonna go do a little black inside the nostrils here. And I think I'm gonna go to my smaller brush for that. So I'm gonna go to my liner brush. Make sure you don't have really too much water on your brush, otherwise it doesn't look very good. Again, so sorry I had to start late. I was having some technical difficulties, and it was just Facebook was not working for me. This one's a little different, I guess. I didn't do the same kind of shape, so it's a little different, but you know what? That's okay, because nature is not perfect. This is not going to be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this color right here, and I'm just going to do just a line right here. Because that's like her mouth. So there we go on that. Okay, so we're going to put some brown kind of into the hair here, kind of like just little, you know, just kind of like this, like just kind of wavy, you know, just random, I guess, random little strokes. You know, we're just kind of doing the hair. Hair is just kind of be randomly, just wherever. And then kind of like put some in white, and then just kind of flick up, you know, flick up to get the hair to go up. Flick up, you know, and then I'm gonna mix some white around it. So just do different type of strokes here with your liner brush, just to give it some hair. Again, going in all directions, because hair does not go in just one direction, it goes in many directions. And you're gonna go inside here, but you're gonna cover this, but just in case, you're gonna just put a little bit in there. Okay, like that. So again, we're just putting in some hair there. And again, over here, some flicks down, flicks out, flick up. Lots of flicking, you know? Before I moved here, we did a Easter bunny paint party, and there was a lot of flicking with that, with the hair of the Easter bunny, and many people didn't like the flicking after that, which is understandable. The flicking, oh my God, it takes a lot, you know, sometimes. So again, I'm gonna go back to my baby wipe. Didn't mean to throw my brush. Take my baby wipe, get it out of my ear there, get it out of this area. Sometimes I don't know why that happens, but my brush just flies on its own. That's okay, much better, it's okay. Anyway, flicking sometimes, if you have a lot of it, takes a long time, and people are like over it after like a certain amount of time. But they all came out really cute. The bunnies were cute. We did mixed media where we did like 3D bunny butts, kind of. It's cute. So it was a fun one. That was a really fun one for sure. So we're getting there. We got the hair. So again, you're just flicking. You're flicking, and that's how you make hair, or how you make it look like hair, is you just do all the flicking. And so we're just gonna do a little bit more flicking and then we're gonna move on. So just a couple more over here. And then a little bit kind of over, you know, this part here. We're just gonna kind of flick right here, just little bits of flicking, just going over the side, very lightly. Just kind of giving it kind of a more of a fuzzier look, just flick, 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 flick. And then kind of on the other side, just kind of, again, just kind of flick around. Not too much, just a little bit right on the edge there. And it'll look more on the fluffier side. So there we go for that. Same thing with the ears. I'm gonna go back to that cinnamon stick kind of color and I'm just gonna kind of do the same thing. We're just gonna do little flicks here. Flick up, kind of into the horn. Flick up. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna try to lower this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing with this flicking here. So again, I'm starting from the inside and I'm flicking up, upwards. And I'm gonna do kind of another layer of it just because that first layer kind of needs to be covered, that ugly layer that we did originally. And then we gonna just go kind of around here again, but this time just kind of flicking upwards here, or outwards. Flicking outwards is the word, maybe more of it, because we're trying to make it look like a fluffy ear. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. And then we're gonna kind of do that in here. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. And I'm gonna kind of cover some of this brown that we did, because again, it's kind of needs a second coat. Okay, there we go. Again, just a little bit over here on this other side. I'm gonna do the same thing, same flicking. We're just gonna kind of cover this right here real quick. Just trying to do that real quick. Oh no, got some of that black in there. Okay, so again, just kind of flicking outwards, flick, 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 flick. Nothing too crazy. I'm not holding my brush, or I'm not like pushing down too hard with my brush. I'm just barely touching the canvas, and I'm just flicking out. You know, flicking out. You know, and again, different directions. You know. And then I'm gonna move this a little bit so you can kind of see the other side of the face. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side. It's gonna flick out, kind of So again, kind of gets a fluffy look. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of brown again underneath here, under the horn here. All right, let's get that. I'm just kind of placing my pinky to kind of stable my hand. Just putting this, of course you can't see that going on that part. There you go. That's what I'm doing. There we go. And I'm just kind of putting this brown underneath it. Just one more time. Just to give it a little bit there. And then I'm just going to take some white, like I did before. Just kind of put it up there. Just kind of making sure it gets all covered here. I'm not really doing the top too much. I'm just doing this bottom part. And again, just kind of doing this. Gonna do a little bit more white on top, just because it's a little bit lighter there. So again, we're just kind of doing our final layer here on the cow. And then we're gonna start on the flowers, the bluebonnets. So bluebonnets are known in Texas. They're the Texas flower. But you could do your own flower, you can do anything really. Again, I'm gonna try to make one with cactus. You know? Okay, so I think that's good as far as the horn goes. Everything on this cow I think is going good. I'm gonna kind of go back up a little bit more. So the only other thing that needs to be done are the little dots. So I'm just gonna try to put some, and again, use the bottom of my brush right here. And then just do some dots, kind of random. Kind of small and large, just to give it little dots on it. Doesn't have to be everywhere, just kind of on the nose area. Okay. So that part is done. So I think the cow is done. Now we're gonna get to the flowers. So we're gonna go back to our big brush, our 1-inch flat. Go back to that one. And then we're gonna kind of build the, wow, I can't think of it, but we're gonna make the stems. God, I cannot think of things today. So I'm gonna make some grass with this dark green. This dark green here. I'm trying to make a nice thin point there. And so I'm just gonna start at the bottom of the canvas and I'm just gonna push up, push up. See that? How it's like I'm making some grass. So I'm just gonna kind of go from here and there, do that, make a little bit of grass down here first before I make stems. And you can go, and really need to go in different directions. And it can go up higher or lower. We're just gonna, again, making some grass. And all I'm really doing is my pressure changes depending on what I'm doing. So this is a really light pressure, or I can do a harder pressure and it gets a thicker blade of grass. So it just depends what you're wanting to do on that part. I'm gonna try to get this higher so you can see all of what I'm doing. So again, I'm just doing some grass. It's kind of gonna just be behind, you know, everything. And then I'm going to, this dark green, I'm gonna add a tiny bit of black to it. Tiny bit. We're just making it slightly darker. I mean, like, that's probably too much, but slightly darker. And remember, it's gonna dry darker, so we don't want it too black. We're just really trying to make it slightly darker there. So I think there's one here, so I'm pushing down real hard. So there's one stem. And then there's one, I think, here. Pushing down real hard on that. And then I'm just gonna kind of push up a little bit. Just make it a little bit like that. And then here's another one right here. Again, pushing down real hard, making that real big stroke happening. And then I think over here, there's just a taller one. So I'm pushing down real hard, going up high. Like that. So there's like 4 different stems there, but there's still grass kind of gonna be in the background there. So I'm gonna rinse out my brush. I don't really need that brush anymore. So I'm just gonna rinse it out, get all that out of there. So now I'm going to use my medium brush. We're gonna go back to the blue and the white. So we're gonna start up here so that can dry a little bit. And so basically I'm gonna just kind of start with the blue. And actually I think I might use my liner brush for this top part. So let's see how it goes. So I'm just gonna use plain blue, no white or anything. And I'm just gonna kind of color in these flowers. I need to fill in some of the sky there. Didn't get all of it. So again, we're just filling out these flowers here. Just blue. So I'm gonna kind of lower it again so we can see the blue here. And I'm just doing the whole thing. I'm just covering up everything with that blue, that dark blue. No white, just that dark blue. And I guess I added another petal there. Okay, and then there's one here. I don't know, let's see. We're just filling it in. They're supposed to all touch, but we're gonna add some white to them in a second, so that's why we're just gonna do all blue. This middle one's gonna be more white, so I'm not gonna color this middle one in. I'm just gonna color in the blue right here. See if I can make it bigger here. And then this gets all colored right here. And then I'm just gonna color this in. Again, you can do any flower you want. You can do maybe like some roses would be good, or some tulips, or, you know, daisies. So there, I'm just gonna do that. And then now I'm gonna add, I'm not gonna rinse out my brush. I'm just going to add some white to my brush. And I'm gonna add that to this middle part here. So I'm just making this a little bit, it needs to be more white. There we go, there we go. We need to make it more of a petal. That might have been too much. And I missed a petal somewhere. I think there's supposed to be one like right here. Like that. Right, and then I'm just gonna kind of do, so this is kind of too small, that brush. I'm gonna go back to my middle brush, get some white, get some blue and get some white on it. And then I'm kind of just gonna, I don't know. We don't need it to be super white, but just a tiny bit white kind of on the, but we want to keep that dark color there. So we're just doing a tiny bit of white with mostly all blue. And then this one back here, we're kind of leaving that dark, but we're just gonna kind of, again, just kind of try to get, I mean, ultimately, I don't want this Sharpie to be noticed, so I'm just gonna kind of go around like that. Just kind of go out like that. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm doing there. We're gonna do the centers in a second. But I need to also kind of do this area right here, which is part of the sky that I missed. There we go. Okay. Another thing that we're gonna do. So we did our grass with that larger brush, but I'm gonna take my liner brush here, and I'm just going to take just regular blue, and we're just gonna do, just kind of like flick, just a flick out like that. Kind of do another flick down like that. We're just doing, you know, just little flicks here and there. Doesn't need to be too many, just little bits. Okay, now we're gonna go over here to the field. I'm gonna raise this up again. Hopefully y'all can see that here. Okay. Cool. Okay. So now we're just going to be making the leaves, or not the leaves, the flowers, the petals. And so there's a couple ways to do this. So I'm gonna do this with my medium round brush. And I'm gonna take mostly all blue, same thing as those other flowers, tiny bit of white, so not too much. And I'm gonna start down here and I'm just gonna kind of push down, pull up, push down, pull up. And actually, let me kind of go down farther so you can kind of see that part. There we go. So again, we're gonna just do like a push down, pull up kind of thing, but kind of real close together. Like that. And they're kind of like U-shaped kind of flowers. So we're gonna do that. So you see how like there's just a tiny bit of white in there, but mostly that blue color, that is what we want to have happen. And so we're gonna kind of put another one, we're just gonna kind of do them all over, kind of. So it's like a heart shape in a way. And then we're just gonna do like one over here, just so it looks like they're together here. And then like maybe right here. Just kind of wherever, really. It's gonna be wherever you want to put them. Just, you know, kind of on this. The top one gets a middle little guy here. They're a little bit lighter. There we go. So, just there we go. How's everybody doing? I know this is going a little bit longer, but I know I started later, so I'm almost done. We're just gonna finish up these bonnets here. So I'm gonna just do regular blue, kind of a darker blue back here. And then we'll get some white with that next one up here. So again, we're gonna do, I need to add some white to that. Let's add some white. So push down, pull up. And then we're gonna do like another one right there, there. Okay. And then, you know, again, just kind of together like that. And just kind of, again, just wherever we want there to be lots and lots of these flowers out here. Like tinier ones. Just a lot. We're gonna just cover this whole area with these little flowers. I kind of just do kind of random ones in the field there, just wherever. And then again, just kind of, we're just in a field here. And then kind of over here. Oh, didn't get any blue that time. Push down and pull up. Okay, I'm gonna move this over a little bit so we can move over here. All right. Then again, push down, pull up, push down, pull up, push down, pull up. Pretty easy. After a while, it's like, just do it automatically. So again, we're just kind of putting some here, kind of random areas, you know. Just getting the blue on there, getting some more blue, getting the blue, you know, just trying that out. I'm gonna put a little bit more of a darker blue on these ones because it's a little bit darker on these. Again, just kind of random ones over here. I'm pushing down harder so they're larger petals. And then up here, I'm gonna get a little bit extra on there. Just kind of getting it all on there. Just kind of going out. Kind of has these 3 petals, kind of. Oh, can't see it. Do over here. Right now I'm just doing some random ones. Just kind of making this look a little bit more full. So there are those flowers. Okay, so I'm gonna raise this up a little bit like that. I'm gonna rinse out my brush and I'm gonna go to my liner brush if I can find it. There it is. So I'm just gonna get some of that. I'm gonna make some more of that dark green with a tiny bit of black because we're just gonna make little branches kind of. Just like little branches to the ones that I kind of made otherwise here. Little stems, you know. Just to connect everything here. Overall, I think it's okay, but just a little bit. Just a little bit there. Just to make sure they're all connected. Okay. So kind of the last part is to finish up those flowers at the top and then just kind of doing some little dots. So I'm going to take the end of my brush again and I'm going to just put it directly into the blue and we're just going to do little dots. Kind of random. Just random dots. You know, just kind of everywhere. Not too much, you know, you don't want too many. They're just kind of little flowers in the wind kind of thing. Like that. And then you want to do that with the white as well. I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to put it at the edge of my brush here. Just do just a couple. You don't want it to be too many because you don't want it to look like snow. So just a couple here and there. You know, not as many as you did that blue. Just little bits of white kind of there. And then we're gonna go back to those other flowers real quick, and we're gonna do really dark inside. So I'm gonna get some of that blue with a tiny bit of black. So I'm gonna darken it. But we still want it to be blue. We just want a dark blue, kind of like a navy. It's kind of what we're making here. There we go. And we're just gonna do little dots here in the middle. Just tiny little dots here. Same thing with this one. And then same thing with the white flower. I'm gonna put little dots. Even though it's kind of dry, not dry yet. Let's see. Little dot, come on. Might have to do that after it dries. But essentially just the centers of that is what you're doing. Okay, well, that is the end of this tutorial. And again, I'm so sorry that it was running behind there. I was having some issues, so I apologize. But again, that is the Longhorn cow blue bonnet tutorial. If you have any questions, just let me know, put it in the comments. And I hope everyone has a great weekend, a great week, and see you next Sunday. Bye.